Hello, one in a million. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Eunice Chan, and today we have a really fun topic to talk about. I've never really disclosed this kind of information before, and you probably won't find a lot of these things that I talked about in other YouTube videos. These are limiting beliefs that I think a lot of YouTubers have. A lot of these I've just kind of discovered within myself. I think it's great that we're having a conversation about this because, it's really about bringing everything from the subconscious to the conscious level so that we know what's going on. We know what's happening in our growth and self-evolution journey. If you are the kind of person who you want to express yourself more, you are, growing your channel, you are, probably even not necessarily just YouTube, but you're growing yourself on other kinds of social media channel. I think all these principles also really apply. Well, most of these principles apply. Yeah, we are going to talk about the 8 beliefs, the limiting beliefs to break in order to run a really successful channel. So one of the other reasons I am doing this video also is because, as my channel's name is called One in a Million, and I believe as I grow to become the 1 in a million version of myself, I am also, spreading this message of helping you become the 1 in a million version of yourself, the 1 in a million person, becoming more of yourself so that you can really discover the essence and you can shine your essence in the world as you discover what is really special about you, as you stand in your specialty, as you stand in your expertise, as you develop your own way to express yourself. So I don't believe that all YouTubers are made the same. I don't believe that all YouTube videos are made the same. And so I hope that by talking about this 8 limiting beliefs and, walking us through, it's going to help you to feel more unleashed, to feel more uninhibited, to really come out of your shell, to be more of yourself. I hope that you feel more encouraged to, stand out, be special, take a stand for something, own your personal voice, own your personal style, whatever that may be. Because in the end of the day, the numbers, the subscribers, the views, the watch hours, all these metrics, they're just numbers. And if we were to grow a channel, to grow ourselves as people, as souls, becoming better people on the planet, I believe that we have to be doing this for ourselves. So with that said, let's dive in. We're gonna have a lot of fun talking about this. So and also, if you see me looking down, is because I'm looking down at my notes. I've just jot some points, but I'm just gonna riff off of that. So the first belief that I have had, that I've noticed myself, while I'm growing my channel, was that I felt like people are watching my channel or watching my videos just because they're being polite, just because they're being nice. Just because, they don't have anything better to do with their time, or they felt bad that I have very little views or very little likes or very little subscribers. And that is not true. If people watch your video, it's because you say things in a certain way that resonate with them, and you're saying things in a certain way with your combination of words and with your experience and with your analogies and with the way that you explain things that actually makes sense to them. And that's why they're watching your videos. Whether if you are talking about your own life and someone really resonates with who you are as a person, or they're looking for someone, they're looking for their tribe, they're looking for people like you to look up to, or whether if you are explaining something and people are interested in that topic and they just want to find out more about it, maybe you are the kind of person who are just able to find the right words and explain certain concepts that land with people at the time that they need to hear it. So even if there are other people who are really good at explaining something, or even if there are people who are also experts in the thing that you're talking about, maybe your audience were not at a place in their life where they were ready to hear it. And so at that point in time, they did not understand. So the reason why they're watching your videos right now is because you're able to present it to them in a way that resonates with them, in a way that inspires them, in a way that energizes them, in a way that excites them, in a way that feels expansive for them. That's why they're watching your videos, not because they feel bad for you, not because they pity you, not because they're doing it just to be polite, not because they're just your friends. I feel like most of the people who watch my videos right now, the videos that really get out there, the comments that I receive, they're all from people that I don't know. And so people watch your videos for a reason. And so for as long as you're able to activate people, and as long as you are using your own language, your own words, your own way of explaining things, it will always land with the right people. I promise you that. The second belief that I think it's really important for us to break is what took me to get here is the same as what it's going to take me to get there. If it took me a certain amount of time for me to get here, let's say it took me like, I don't know, 10 days to get to 10 subscribers, then it's going to take me another 10 days to get to 20 subscribers. When we project our vision into the future with this calculative mechanism, thinking that the more successful I want to be, the more hard work I have to put in and the more time I have to put in, and everything has to be equivalent, right? Everything has to be like correlated and proportional. And in your head, it's going to feel like it's going to take a lot longer for me to get to, I don't know, like 10,000 subscribers or 100,000 subscribers or, you know, whatever milestone that you want to hit. But the truth is, everything is going to compound for you. And everything that you are doing right now, you are not only doing for this moment, but you are also building up for the future. Because all the videos that you have created, it still stays on your page. It still stays on your channel. And so whoever that comes, you know, to your channel, they probably see one video, they will discover your other videos. And so the longer you're in the game and the more consistent you are with your energy, we're going to talk about consistency later, but the more consistent you are with your energy, the more people are going to find you, because all the substance that you have built, all the things that you have created, all the energy that you have invested into your channel, it's not going to go away. It's going to build up over time. So what took you to get to here is not the same amount of time for you to get to there. Everything is going to condense. You're going to realize that your results are starting to compound for you. Your results are starting to accelerate for you. It's incredible to see like everything starting to speed up while you take exactly the same amount of time to do the same thing, but it derives more results. And it's such, like, it just makes me so happy to see that my hard work is paying off, my growth, it's multiplying. It's amazing. It's an amazing feeling. So the third belief is that I have to keep posting to stay consistent. I have to keep creating videos to stay on top of the game. I have to be consistent to stay on top of the algorithm. This is my interpretation of the algorithm. The algorithm of YouTube, or any kind of social media for that matter, is the algorithm of your energy. What do I mean by that? The reason why people say that it's important to keep posting is because, you know, the more frequently you post, then it seems like the more YouTube or any social media channel is going to pick up on your material, and then it's going to show it to more people. And so a lot of people interpret that as, oh, so that means the more work I put in and the more stuff I put out there and the more material I share with people, then that must mean that I will be more successful on my social media journey or my channel. But if that were true, then all we had to do is just keep posting videos one after another, and we would all have the same level of success if the quantity is what makes the difference. But then as I started, you know, evolving with my videos, and I started exploring, you know, playing with my energy, playing with my ideas, playing with whatever it is that I wanted to create, I realized that it was not about my ability to adhere to a schedule. It's not about my ability to adhere to posting on Monday, Wednesday, Fridays, or Tuesday, Thursday, Saturdays, or, you know, how many days a week, or at whatever time of the week that I'm posting it. It honestly does not matter. As a matter matter of fact, I do not have a schedule. I post whenever the heck I want. I post, whichever day of the week I want, whenever I feel inspired, whenever my videos get edited, whenever the description is ready, whenever I created my thumbnails, then I'm going to upload it. I do not have a schedule, and I do not force myself to stay consistent. The times when I do post a video is when I am inspired to do so. Is when, oh my gosh, like I suddenly just thought of this thing, like this video today. I just suddenly thought of this thing and I wanted to get it out there. So it is more about the consistency of your energy. The more you are consistent with your energy, the more consistent you are with your alignment, meaning that the more consistent I am with being true to myself and being excited about the things that light me up, the more I allow myself to express whatever it is that's on my head, the more I seem to be consistent on YouTube. The more that I am able to produce material that's like, oh my gosh, this is so good. But it's not because I try to adhere to a schedule. Okay, the fourth belief that I think every YouTuber needs to address. I can't even count how many times I've been asked this question. Oh, Eunice, what am I supposed to do about my niche? How am I supposed to niche down to like one or two single topics? I feel like there's so many things that I want to talk about. If you are the kind of person who you have so many things to talk about, like ideas are just pinging everywhere, you want to talk about everything excites you, then talk about whatever it is that you want. Because in the end of the day, if you're building this channel for yourself, if you're building this channel to build up yourself and also to give yourself an avenue to learn to express yourself more and also find your own edge, best way to do that is express yourself as much as you want to, as much as you desire to. No matter what it is that you want to talk about, you're probably the kind of person who knows a bit about everything, or you could be an expert that knows a lot about one or two single topics. And you just want to kind of like go deep into that area of your expertise, then feel free to niche down. But if you're the kind of person who likes a bit of everything, you feel like your life cannot be fit in a box, you feel like, you just kind of like want to expand, you want to find your own style, you're having so much fun like telling people about your life or telling people about like all the things that you're learning about, then don't niche down. Eventually, your niche is going to come to you. Eventually, your niche is going to find you. You don't have to worry about locking yourself to one or two things just because other people are doing it. And just because other people tell you it's important for them or tell you that it worked for them, it doesn't mean that it's going to work for you. You stay aligned. You stay true to whatever it is that you want to talk about. I promise your niche is going to find you. The next thing that I would love to reframe with you is, this was like really huge for me, is that I only feel successful if I hit a certain milestone, or if I get X amount of subscribers, if I have X amount of watch hours, if people watch for like X amount of minutes of my videos. I kind of just feel like I am allowing other people to determine and to define my success. And like, why would I want to do that? Why would I want to leave my sensation and the feeling of my accomplishment and the feeling of my success in the hands of other people? Like, why would I give away my power like that? Even though we care about those numbers, even though those numbers reflect, people are resonating with us, people are watching our stuff, our efforts are not going to waste. But I've discovered that when we put too much meaning outside of ourselves, when we allow other people to determine whether or not if we are successful, whether or not if we did a good job, whether or not if we are aligned, whether or not if we are on the right path, then I feel like we're screwing ourselves over. If I am allowing that to define my success, I would probably never feel successful. I would probably feel like, oh my gosh, it's taking so long, I'm never getting there. And every step of the way, I would feel so discouraged because no matter how much hard work I put into, I'm not there yet. I'm just not there yet. So I'm always going to be operating from this place of feeling not enough, I'm not doing enough. I haven't grown enough. I haven't achieved enough. And when are we ever going to get there? And I decided, you know what? I want to change this definition of success. I want to change it into, for as long as I'm expressing myself, I'm successful. For as long as I allow myself to talk about whatever it is that I want, I am successful. For as long as I am passionate and I stay excited about building my channel, I stay excited in connecting with people. As long as I am inspired to help people, to talk about the things that they care about, the things that I care about, then I am successful. And this way of seeing my channel, this way of seeing my videos, my content, it brings me so much joy. And as a result of that, it just keeps coming. In my definition, I am already a super successful YouTuber. And in my head, I can see it. In my body, I feel super successful. And I know that this is probably the shift that is going to bring you from, oh my gosh, like tunnel vision, narrow focus into like how many subscribers I am at right now, into leaning back and relaxing and actually fully enjoying the unfolding of the development of your channel. This growth, this journey actually gets to be really beautiful. The next thing that I want to talk about that's really worth reframing, and I've seen so many videos talking about this as well, is how much research you have to do, or make sure that you do your research first. Now, I personally, I don't do any kind of research. The trend does not define what my channel has to look like. The trend does not define what my next video has to be about. I don't care about any trend gap, because you know what? I receive the idea the way it is. There's a reason it fell on my lap. There's a reason it landed with me in a certain way. There's a reason that I understood the topic in a certain way. And there's a reason why the message is with me, and so that I can be the one who carries it and explains it. And it is not because I need my channel to pick up more views, or please a wider audience, or talk about something that more people are talking about so then it becomes a hot topic. I don't care about any of those things, and I don't think that your audience really cares about either. Your audience cares about you, your perspective, your interpretation, your energy, your passion, right? And how on point you are with your energy at the time that you're delivering it. No matter how popular or unpopular that topic is, no matter how trendy or not trendy the topic is, no matter how big or small of a gap of conversation, whether or not people are talking about it, it doesn't matter. This is going to take some self-trust, because you're probably thinking to yourself, well, how do I know people actually want to know about this? My perspective, trust yourself. Trust yourself, and trust that whatever it is that landed with you, whatever message it is that you are being given, whatever it is that you received is the message to run with, it is going to be so potent in the way that you decide to deliver it. And I promise you, people are going to find it. So this kind of brings me to my next point, because I know, or I'm aware subconsciously, that there are probably a lot of people out there who feel like the only way you can be in authority to say something, or to make a stand, or to make a statement, is if you have gained a certain amount of followers. But the truth is, you gain followers because you take a stand, because you have an opinion, because you stand for something, because you embody a certain lifestyle, or because you embody certain beliefs, not because you need your followers to validate you to be in a position where you're allowed to say that message with authority. This is kind of like giving yourself back the authority to say something, instead of waiting for validation, waiting for confirmation outside of you to determine whether or not if you're allowed to say it, whether or not if people are going to agree with you, whether or not if people are going to stand with you. Like, you decide that the validation comes from inside of yourself first, and then you put that message out there. And with your conviction, with your intuition, with the way that you express things, you are going to connect with people who need to hear your message, whether or not if they know it. Maybe they're ready to hear your message, and they're like, oh my gosh, this is the answer that I've been looking for. This is the question I've been asking. Or this is the answer that I'm looking for that I didn't even know the question to. It is very, very powerful when you allow yourself to say something in your authority to stand for something and allow yourself to express it in your own language, you get to touch, you get to reach the people who didn't even know they needed your message in the first place, who didn't even know they were asking that question in the first place. Because a lot of times the people who are, in a place of frustration, a lot of people who are looking for direction, they're looking for answers, they didn't even know what questions they're asking. So in order to really allow yourself to reach those people, you gotta allow yourself to say it, whatever it is, however strong the message feels, as long as you're saying that message from a place of love, understanding, clarity, then build that platform for yourself, build that stage for yourself. Don't wait for someone to build that stage for you. This is you taking back your power and say, you know what, I have something unique to say, and I don't need numbers to validate me. I don't need people to validate me. I am here to validate myself. So moving on to the next and last thing. Okay. The last thing I want to cover is sometimes when we post a video and the video views doesn't pick up and we get kind of discouraged and bummed out, and we start thinking to ourselves, is it the algorithm? Is it me? Maybe people are not interested in me anymore. Or maybe, some of the subscribers, they watch my videos and then they're not watching it anymore. Like whatever story that you're coming up with in your head, it's messing with you. And the belief is that if this video views does not pick up within the first 24 hours, then it's going to mean that it's not going to pick up later. But that is not true. I have had videos who were just really quiet in the first couple of days, and then all of a sudden on the third or fourth day of posting, or the fifth day of posting, all of a sudden people started finding out. All of a sudden YouTube started recommending it. And it's well, I couldn't have known. And just because it was not being picked up on the first 1 or 2 days, it actually doesn't mean that the video is no good. It doesn't mean that the content is not good. It doesn't mean that it's not resonating with people. It doesn't mean that it's not changing lives. And so many times when I was just in my head about this, and I wanted to take the video down, I wanted to repost it, I wanted to refilm it, I wanted to change the name, want to change the thumbnail, just thinking to myself, there's gotta be something wrong with this. I just have to remind myself, you know what, I just gotta leave it there and let it grow. Because my energy and your energy is much better spent than knowing that your energy was already spent. It already went to a place and it was already expressed in the way that it was meant to be, and then just allowing it to be, and then allowing yourself to turn your focus into other inspirational stuff. So allowing yourself to place your energy onto other things that excite you, right? Moving on with your life, doing other things that energize you. And then soon enough, another thing is going to hit you. And also trusting that whatever it is that you put out there, it's going to have its own potential. It's going to have its own timeline. You don't have to control the timeline of when it gets to be successful. Because once you put the energy out there, the energy is going to do the work for you. It's just going to take on a life of its own. Just post your video, sit back, relax, and just let your video do its job. So those are the 8 limiting beliefs that I had to reframe for myself. I had to work through it. I had to sit with it. And after having shifted these 8 limiting beliefs, I know in the future there are probably going to be new ones that come up. I'm just going to deal with it when they come. But I'm really glad that I was able to share these with you. I hope these 8 reframes are able to help you feel, more connected with your channel, more connected with your identity and your message and your voice and your own way of expression. And in the end of the day, it's all about finding yourself. If you're losing yourself to do what appeases other people, to build a really successful channel, how successful is that really? But what I do want to say is, it was not easy looking into these things. It was not easy to make these shifts. But then I realized once I made these shifts, I became a lot happier. I became a lot, I feel like I can breathe again. I feel like, success is on my side, because my success is no longer defined by how many subscribers I have or whether or not if people are watching my stuff. It honestly does not matter. My success is the definition of whether or not if I stay true to myself, whether or not if, someone is able to pick up my video and just watch for 2 minutes, 1 or 2 minutes, and then realize, you know what, from this moment onwards, I'm going to change. I've changed the perspective. I've changed the way that I see the world. I just feel like this video awakens something inside of me. And whether or not if they tell me, it honestly does not matter. Because I figured out that if I were to just really focus on like myself and my message and like what I truly want to say in the moment, I know it's going to help someone. Inevitably, it has to help someone. Whether if it is your message that helps someone, whether if it's the feeling of your alignment that helps someone, whether if it's, people watching your journey as you grow and as you continue to believe in yourself that helps someone, it is going to help someone. It is going to change your life. It is going to change the world. I hope that these 8 beliefs are able to help you become more aligned and more authentic with yourself. And with that said, thank you for tuning into this video. This was so much fun talking about this with you. If there's anything else that you guys want to talk about, if there's any other like limiting beliefs that you're like, oh my gosh, Eunice, like there's also this one, drop it down in the comments so we can have a discussion around it. And with that said, thank you so much. I love you, and I'll be seeing you guys in the next video.